morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on the Bright Side to help clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne and psoriasis and eczema and rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing process a miracle, it's really nothing more than just the way the body works, business as usual for the human body. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you on the Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. We welcome your phone calls, 855-660-4261. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, you want to get off your meds, you want to help a loved one get off their meds, you want to know about ingredients, you want to know about skincare, we're here on the Bright Side for you at 855-660-4261. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear us talk about on the Bright Side, head over to my website, brightsideben.com. Take a look at the shopping cart we have up with all the longevity products, including my personal favorite, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Multivitamin Mineral Complex Powder that you add to water and drink. It's a wonderful source of B vitamins and vitamin C and vitamin K, and it's got trace nutrients, glucosamine, MSM, chondroitin for connective tissue building, zinc, selenium. It's just $50 a canister. Most folks will notice results like weight loss, appetite suppression, a drop in blood pressure. You may be able to wean yourself off your prescription drugs using the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Most folks will notice results within 1 or 2 doses. It's around $50 a canister, and you can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Ask them about joining the team, too, at 866-735-2470, or you can go to my website, brightsideben.com, and click on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page. All right. Thanks so much for joining us once again on the Bright Side. I want to say a couple more things about gelatin. We're talking about connective tissue. And by the way, I have a blog post up at pharmacistben.com where I've listed my favorite, some of my favorite anyway, nutritional supplements for helping deal with connective tissue disease, connective tissue disorders. Connective tissue makes up the large bulk of the body. Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue in all of biology, on the whole planet, really. Connective tissue is the most abundant biological substance. So knowing how to work with this stuff is very important. Check out my blog post on pharmacistben.com, and you can see the top 12, or my top 12, nutritional supplements for addressing connective tissue disorders and connective tissue building. So we've been talking about gelatin. We've been talking about glycine. I want to finish up a few loose ends with gelatin and glycine. Then we're going to continue talking a little bit, at least finish up a little bit, with sulfur, which is one of the big 6 elements in the body and certainly one of the most important elements when it comes to building connective tissue. And then I want to start talking about fatty nutrients. We haven't really talked about fatty vitamins, vitamins D and A especially, but also vitamin K and to a certain extent vitamin E as far as connective tissue building goes. We haven't really talked about these vitamins at all very much. But when we're finished talking about sulfur here in the next day or two, we're going to start talking about some of these fatty vitamins for building connective tissue. All right, so connective tissue forms the bulk of the body along with 3 other tissue systems, nervous tissue, muscle tissue, and what is called epithelial tissue, which is your skin and your glands and surfaces of the body, surfaces of organs and various structures in the body. One of the best ways to make sure your connective tissue is strong and it's healthy is to make sure you're eating connective tissue. eating the raw materials that make connective tissue. And if you're a vegetarian, that means you're going to have a little bit of a problem, because when you're eating connective tissue, obviously you're going to be eating animal foods because there's no connective tissue in plants. So how do you eat connective tissue? How do you eat connective tissue raw materials? Well, one way is by eating animal protein, which tends to be rich in the major amino acids. The major amino acids, i.e. the building blocks of connective tissue: proline, lysine, and glycine. So these are going to be in your high-protein foods: meat, seafood, eggs, dairy. If you're a vegetarian, vegan or vegetarian, you're going to need beans and legumes. Still not great sources, but they're the best you could do if you're not eating meat or animal products. If you want to build connective tissue, creatine supplementation may help as well. Although your body can make creatine, supplementing with creatine is a great way to get yourself the raw materials for connective tissue building. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be lifting weights to benefit from creatine. If you're recovering from surgery, if you have heart disease, if you're interested in improving brain or nerve function, or if you just want to build connective tissue, creatine is a great supplement, and a very underappreciated one at that. Creatine is a tripeptide. That means it's made up of 3 parts: tripeptide, 3 amino acids. It's made up of arginine. We talked about arginine a little bit in the past. Arginine is nature and biology's best source of nitrogen, the key element in anabolism. Anabolism is just a fancy way of saying bodybuilding. Arginine is the key amino acid for nitrogen, and nitrogen is the key element for bodybuilding and building connective tissue. The second amino acid in creatine is something called methionine. Methionine is one of the quintessential animal amino acids. It's found in eggs, it's found in dairy, it's found in meat, it's found in seafood. Methionine is one of nature's best sources of sulfur for creating connective tissue firmness. So when you take in creatine, you're going to get arginine for nitrogen, you're going to get methionine for sulfur, and then you're going to get the third amino acid component of creatine, which is glycine. And as I've been saying for the last week or so, one of, if not my favorite amino acids, glycine. It's got so many wonderful properties. And also, like creatine, it's very underappreciated. Glycine is what gives connective tissue its fibery, steel-like strength. But glycine is much more than just a building substance. It's also chemically active. It has relaxing effects. It has antispasmodic effects. Think Parkinson's disease. Think Tourette's syndrome. Think seizure disorders. Glycine used to be used as a treatment for seizures. It's got anti-seizure effects. It's protective against excitotoxins. Folks, this is just a plain old simple amino acid that you can use for its anti-cramping, antispasmodic effects, for protecting you from excitotoxins, and on top of everything else, glycine stimulates growth hormone. And like methionine, like arginine, like creatine, glycine is largely an animal amino acid. So if you're a vegetarian or if you're a vegan, you're going to have to pay close attention to glycine intake, or you could very likely be deficient in this super fundamental and important amino acid. I didn't even tell you about glycine and bile yet. I didn't even tell you about glycine and detoxification yet. Glycine is one of the most important amino acids for the liver to protect yourself from drugs, from prescription drugs, or protect yourself from alcohol or environmental toxins or heavy metals. And glycine is also a component of bile, so it's important for the digestive system too. So if you're a vegetarian, it's going to be a lot tougher for you to get this stuff. It's an animal amino acid. Make sure you're getting pumpkin, squash, legumes, beans. These are all sources of glycine, but it's still going to be tough for a vegetarian or vegan, in my opinion anyway, to get enough glycine. Supplementation is a good idea, especially if you're a vegan and you're not eating dairy or eggs. If you're not eating meat, of course, or seafood or animal protein, then you especially want to be careful about getting enough glycine and maybe getting 1,000 or 2,000 milligrams a day in a supplemental fashion. Okay, so I want to finish up talking about gelatin. We touched on it a little bit last week. We'll finish up talking about gelatin when we come back from our break, and how you can use gelatin to help build connective tissue. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. There's a guy named Dr. Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor. Both a veterinarian and a naturopathic physician, Doc asks, why is this country spending more money on health care, by far, and ranking 50th in health and longevity worldwide? Doc believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, taking charge of their life, and attaining optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic pharmaceutical drugs that lead to side effects that require more expensive and toxic pharmaceutical drugs. Talk about being dependent on drug companies to our own destruction, no less. This is clearly a deadly recipe. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the government and big pharma manipulation of our health and healthcare system. I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare, and I've joined forces with him to help this tireless crusader spread his message. Visit BrightsideBen.com and listen to Doc Wallach's deadly recipe lectures. It makes a lot of sense, and I invite you to join our Brightside Ben team. Go to BrightsideBen.com. That's www.BrightsideBen.com.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're here Monday through Friday. 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You can also go to benfuchsarchive.com, and we have all our shows archived and tagged, thanks to my friend Peter in the UK for doing that. You can also check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. I put up a post on connective tissue and my favorite nutritional supplements for dealing with connective tissue. It is not comprehensive. I'll probably have to do a part 2 on that. And I didn't get to talk about autoimmune diseases of connective tissue. A lot of autoimmune diseases affect connective tissue because connective tissue